Hey guys, it's Maymay, and today I'm opening my Say It With Style kit. I'm going to show you how it works and hopefully show you a quick little project with it. I think this is so cool. If you're a beginner, if you've been following my beginner series every Monday we've been posting, this is a good beginner investment. You'll see why as we get going. The kit is available in our store and we'll have it linked below so you can pick one up and have it shipped right to your door so you can enjoy it at home. All right, I'm going to move this aside. This kit comes with 125 items, and I will show you all those as we get going. This is the stamps and the storage for the dies, but I want to show you the dies before I explain the stamps because they coordinate with each other in kind of a special way. So that's why we're kind of doing it this way. Let's open the box. Look how pretty this is. I love this guy. Look how it opens up like this. It's from Crafter's Companion. And inside of here, you'll find this little card, which is really neat. When you flip this card over, there's a QR code that you can scan and then go find a full tutorial video on how to use the die and stamps. But we're going to show you today how you do it. All right, in here, baker's twine and ribbon. Look how pretty this is. Now, full disclosure, I've already opened one of these because we opened one to put into our retail store and we wanted everybody to see what was inside. So look at these beautiful colors. Are you kidding me? I just love these spring pops of color. We're ready for spring around here. I don't know if y'all are. It's been gloomy long enough, you know. This is your metal dies. Can you see this as a present for somebody? If your mom likes to stamp and has die cutting and things like that, what a cute Mother's Day gift. This purple is perfect for Mother's Day. Okay, check this out. 2 huge dies. Now, they don't come apart. They're meant to be used just like this. So imagine this as one die, and that's what we're going to show you after we get through unboxing. Now, this is pastel cardstock. So this works with your dies. It also can be cut apart and used for anything you want to use. We'll use it today with the dies and show you how that goes. Look at these beautiful colors. I love this set. I think it is very well curated. I think very well put together. In here, you have card blanks and envelopes. Now, I will caution you, these card blanks are not A2. These are, let me measure them and tell you what size they are. So these guys are 4 by 6. So that's an interesting size. And then you have the envelopes to go with them. And that is everything that comes in this box. Now let's look at the dies. I mean the stamps, not the dies. You've already seen those. Let's look at the stamps. So your stamps come in this binder, which is absolutely gorgeous. Look at this nice 3-ring binder. It is just really pretty. I just think it is so classy. Very well done. And then inside are these pockets. I think these are perfect for putting some pre-cuts in. Just wait, you'll see what I'm talking about whenever we get started. We'll put ours in here, it'll make sense. This piece is a piece of magnet. It's a sheet of magnet, and it's to hold your dies. Let me show you. So your dies can live here. They'll just magnet down just like this. So you'll always have these handy whenever you come to your binder, okay? Then I'm gonna flip this over and show you what's inside. In here, you get stamp sets. Now, I got to show you how these work. I want to zoom out just a little bit. Okay, the idea behind these is that you pull them off of their acetate backer, which they're sitting on. You can see that as a whole stamp, okay? You don't cut them apart. You just pull them off as one whole stamp. Do you see that? And you stamp them on the page, okay? Then your dies line up over those X's. Can you see how I'm kind of lining them up? It's not perfect, but you see that there and there. Let's get that one lined up better. And when you cut it out, look what you get. All those sentiments land on a banner or a ribbon or something for you to use on your card in your card making. And this one does the same thing. It lines up here, and all of these sentiments then are punched out for you or cut out for you automatically. But it gets better. I want to show you this. So this theme is birthday wishes. Okay, when we flip it, this one is time to celebrate. Same 2 dies. That's what's so cool to me. The same 2 dies. Cut these out and look what happens. Now you get all of these words and you can get all of these guys down here. It's so cool, right? And it works all the way through the book. So time to celebrate. Then you get just to say. And then you get family ties. And then you get, I'm going to keep flipping, these smaller ones. Now, let me show you this. This is kind of cool too. So these are not the whole size stamp, but they still work the same way. So what you would do, I have to figure out how to line these up for you real quick. So see this one? It would line up like this because your registration marks line up here. So you just wouldn't need a whole sheet of cardstock there. So look how cool that is. And these are Christmas. This is all Christmas. Celebrate the season, Silent Night, Making Spirits Bright, Jingle Bells, From Our Home to Your. My goodness, if you're a beginner, you can just buy these and get so much out of it. Let's see how this one lines up. I want this one to line up. Oh, you know what it is? It lines up this way. So in the book, I can't show you exactly, but it lines up like that. Let's stamp. That's what we want to do, stamp and cut. Okay, so let me show you what we're going to do. We're going to go up here to this top. I'm using the one called Time to Celebrate, and Shannon is stamping some others for us so we can cut them all out. So if you hear in the background working, she's stamping as well. So I'm going to peel this off just like I would a regular stamp, but look how big it is. It's so cool. I'll tell you this too. It's really well made. It's not photopolymer, it's that other product, but because it's so thickly based, the base the stamps are on, it doesn't distort. I was afraid it could distort, but that's not going to. It's really thick. So I'm going to lay this into the MISTI, and to be honest, lining it up on the MISTI is not that big of a deal. We're going to have to line it up with the die. All we need to do is stamp it here. So I'm going to close this door over, and I do want to take a second to get our air bubbles out. Can you see? Yeah, you see all those air bubbles? I'm going to open this up like this, and I'm going to do some pressing in here because I don't want air bubbles. Because there is such a large base underneath, if we have air bubbles, sometimes that can push ink up. We don't want to do that. So if you can get your air bubbles out, or at least most of them, there's a lot, but you don't want those big, huge bubbles in there. So work on that, and then we'll ink up and stamp. Okay, so this is one of our pieces. Now, this piece is 1/4 of an inch too long for my MISTI. The thing is, though, if you cut it down, it's not going to work in your die. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm laying the tiniest little sliver right above this ruler and the tiniest little sliver right above this ruler. And that's where we're going to stamp, okay? It'll still work and we should be fine. As long as you don't get ink where it shouldn't be, you should be fine. So I'm going to take some VersaFine Onyx Black, okay? And I'm just going to kiss this. This is what I mean by not getting ink where you don't want it. Now, you do want all your registration marks, but you don't want ink all over that base because anywhere it gets, it's going to stamp. And for the most part, even if it gets there, you're going to cut it out with the die anyway, so you should be fine. So I'm just going to run through, ink this up, and then stamp it. All right, let's see what we get. Grab my impressible and give it a good press. You might even want to run around a couple of times with that press, run around, make sure you get it good. Look at that. Now up here, I have a little issue. I'm going to go back and do that one again. I can see the ink is still here, so I clearly didn't press it very well. So let's do it without even re-inking it. Let's just close this up and press that again. There we go. That might have gotten a little bit blurry, but it's really not too bad. It looks great on camera too, so it's really not that bad. All right, let me do the other one. I'll show you something because you might be worried about this, but here's what's interesting. On this MISTI, the ruler is kind of dropped in a little bit, like there's a little bit of a clear spot right here, and that's really where I'm putting the cardstock to, is right to where the ruler starts. So if you have the black MISTI, that will work. And I'm going to look at the other one and see how you line it up as well. All right, guys, so you can see we've stamped a full sheet, and now we're going to take our die and line it up. Now, one thing I discovered with my embossing machine, yours may not be this way, but mine, you cut upside down, okay? So I flip the die up because I'm cutting this through the Gemini, okay? So here's what I think I'm going to do. I'm going to line this up. I wanted you to see how it lines up. Now I'm going to line it up, and I'm going to take my tape and wrap it around to hold it in place. And what's on the back side won't matter, but that way I can know when I'm sending this through that it is where it's supposed to be. And you might just want to put your eyeballs on it a little bit and make sure. And you can tell when you're lined up because those X's are perfectly in their spot. And I'll tell you something funny. On the first one we did, I was like, what are these weird little lines? Well, they turn out to be, they're really cute. I'll show you. They actually finish off the banners. And I thought they were registration marks, but they weren't. They finished off the banner. All right, I'm going to run this through the Gemini and I'll show you what it looks like. All right, so a couple have already fallen out, but look at this. I'm going to flip it over. Look how great this is. Come on. This is so good. If you're a card maker, scrapbooker, journaler, any of that, how often do you need a little sentiment or a little something? And look how quickly, I didn't plug anything up. Well, I kind of did. My Gemini's electric, so I did plug that up. But I didn't have to get out of software or design anything or anything. And these are so cute. They turned out really good. Now I got to show you something else. I'm actually, here's what I'm going to do. We stamped a couple of these, so I'm going to go ahead and cut out all that we stamped. Then I want to show you something that Shannon thinks is a good idea and I happen to agree with. So we'll be right back with that. Okay, guys, you know we had to fill the screen. So the yellow is 2 sheets of yellow and it's done with both of the stamp sets. Look at all these wonderful sentiments that we got to use. The pink is 1/2 of it, so it's 1 die here. And that one is done with, let me show you the difference so you can know. So one of the dies is banners. Do you see that? So this is like banners. And then one has more like shapes, almost like punches. And because of that, we had an idea here. Let me show you something else. This is all the ones we did today, but I want to show you one more thing. So when we were doing this, when we were opening the box, Shannon got really excited because she said one of these shapes reminded her of the real estate punch that we can't get anymore, if you guys are familiar with that one. So we cut it in a solid piece of white, okay? So you still have all these shapes, even if you don't use the stamps. And I went through my stamp sets, my own Maymay sets, and found ones that fit on here. And we just barely got started. We just went to the stamp set wall. We have them on a shelf. We went to the wall, we pulled them out, and we just started stamping to see what this would look like. And look how many of my sets just quickly already worked. Wouldn't it be neat to have like a stack of these pre-cut so you could use them whenever you needed them and just have little sentiment spots ready? We also love how we could belt them. You know, they're like little buckles, so you could put like ribbon or put them on a piece of paper or something. It'd be so cute. I just really like this set. I think it is a good value for the money. You get a lot for this. And not only can you use, not only do you have to use their stamps, but you can also use your own stamps already in your stash. And this is almost like buying, let me see how many are on here. This is like 17 punches in one little die. There's 17 different shapes. It's really cool. I'm very happy with this. I hope you guys really can understand the value of this. I really think it's a good value. And the reason I say it's a good idea for beginners is because of what all you get and just how useful it is. Now, remember how I talked to you before about having some pre-cuts and some pre-stamps? That's what this is. But then what I really love about our binder is there's a place to store that. Let me show you. Those pockets in the front, that's what those are for. So Shannon put our ones we did earlier into the pockets, and look how easy this is. It just stays all together. Put this on a bookshelf, put it near your desk, on your desk, and you are ready to go. And you'll be able to say it with style. Isn't that cute? And we didn't even touch on the card bases and all that you can do there, or the ephemera bits, which are so cute. These are so pretty. All right, guys, I hope that helps you in your continued product search for things you want to add to your collection. If you're a new paper crafter, if you've been doing this for a long time, this is one that speaks to both of you. I think this is a good one. If you're new, you're going to have to go ahead and get your die cutting machine. I will tell you, I want to make sure I tell you this. This worked wonderful in my Gemini. I have not figured it out for my Revolution yet. I'm going to have to play with it a little more, but it worked perfect in my Gemini. Clearly, because it's a Crafter's Companion product. That makes sense. All right, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Give me a cheeky little subscribe. Also, a thumbs up. And until next time, bye now.